What's up, y'all? If you've been here before, welcome back. And if you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Tierica, and I like to post videos about the law of assumption, manifestation, and mindset shifting, sharing my own personal beliefs and experiences with the intention that you can take something from what I talk about and apply it to your life so you can create the reality of your dreams. With that being said, let's go ahead and get into today's video. Thanks to one of my lovely subscribers, they had asked if I could start posting motivational videos, and I'm like a theme girly, so it just made sense for me to start doing a series, I guess is what you could call it, where every Monday I post a motivational video and we'll just call it Motivation Mondays. I've always liked doing stuff like that. Like, as you can see, I started doing the Success Story Saturday because why not? First of all, it sounds cute. Second of all, I want people to be able to share their success stories, and I want other people to be able to read them and to just see that anything is possible. When you see other people getting their manifestations, it tends to make you feel more confident. It makes you want to keep persisting. It makes you want to keep going. It's like it motivates you. So every Saturday in the community tab, I will be posting up in the morning. I'll make a post and it'll just basically be Success Story Saturday. You'll drop any success story that you feel comfortable with sharing. I feel like eventually I may end up asking for specific success stories pertaining to specific desires, but for now, when you see the Success Story Saturday post, if you have a story that you would like to share, please go ahead and share it for me. And yeah, let's go ahead and actually get into the real video. So, I really believe that a lot of my Motivational Monday videos are going to come from whatever comes to me when I'm in meditation, because like I said, when I do meditation, I will be focusing on an affirmation, but sometimes, a lot of times, my mind will go somewhere else, but I allow it to. I don't really shut it off. I'm very open to whatever is coming in, and it's always some type of good little gem that pops in. So recently during my meditation, what came to me is open your perspective. Open your perspective all the way up. And I want to talk about that because I really believe that life is about perspective. If you think about it, everybody is living their own individual life. Nobody can wake up and decide to be you, and you can't wake up and decide to be anybody else. You wake up as yourself every single day. That means you are experiencing life through your point of view. And by you experiencing life through your point of view, you are making the rules for everything that you are encountering. So I know we grew up in a society where there's rules and regulations and laws and just a bunch of people telling you what you can and cannot do. And I'm really here to break those ideas for you. I'm really here to tell you and to remind you that you're the one that holds the power, and all of those are just limiting beliefs that you do not have to subscribe to. You can do whatever it is that you want. So I want to give you an example of perspective, and then we'll go a little bit deeper into it. So at my apartment complex, I had two different friends that lived here, and one time I was talking with a friend, and they were texting me a lot saying, hey, cars are always getting broken into over here. Make sure you lock your cars. They just had X amount of break-ins. Like, they were always updating me. It seemed like weekly or at least a couple of times a month that there were break-ins at the complex. But every time they would write me, text me and tell me that, I would just read it. I would respond and I would just say, thank you for letting me know. But then I would immediately start affirming my cars never get broken into, because I understand that whatever I decide to persist in, wherever my perspective is focused on, that's what I'm going to experience. So I just would affirm my cars never get broken into. And I believe it was twice, my friend texted me and told me that their car and their significant other's car had gotten broken into. So I believe it was a total of maybe 2 or 3 times that they experienced their own personal car getting broken into. And I would just feel so bad. But then when I go check my car, And I'm not going outside to check my car to make sure it didn't get broken into. No, I'm going outside because I'm finna leave and go somewhere, and I see my cars are perfectly fine. And to put the icing on the cake, they would park behind the gate where nobody has access to unless you have a fob to get in. And I am parking on the outside of the gate, where it's just open for all visitors. So for their car to get broken into while it's behind a gate and mine to not, it's just showing you it's about perspective. They were focused on cars getting broken into, and I know from them focusing on cars getting broken into, they are also panicking and worrying about their car getting broken into, and that's what they experienced. Whereas I did not care at all because my cars don't get broken into, and I was firm on that, and I didn't fear anything, so my cars did not get broken into. Another example, same complex, same friend would say, "Oh, it's so dirty. I can't wait to move. It's just so dirty over here. It's always trash in the hallway." And I was like, "Where do you live? Because my hallway is always clean. They are always buffing it with the mop. Like, it always smells so good out there. And I work from home, so I'm always telling my clients, man, it is just so nice over here. It's so clean. They are so well kept." Like, I'm always telling this to my clients. Even my clients are coming in like, "Man, it's just so nice over here. It's so clean." Perspective. I am walking outside of my apartment and it's so clean. I see them mopping the floors all the time. Whereas my friend is focused on it being dirty and trash. And that's what they were experiencing, because that's where their perspective was at. The last example that I want to give you, again, same complex, uh, both friends this time, they moved. And I asked them why they moved. And a part of the reason was the rent going up. And as soon as I heard that, I love to look at my reality as an indicator. So by them telling me the rent's going up, I'm like, "Oop, nope, no, no, no. My rent will not be going up." And I didn't say that to them. I just said it to myself. So anytime I thought about it, I'm affirming my rent is going to stay the same. My rent is going to stay the same. And I just would affirm that whenever I thought about it. And I got my letter, and it was only going up $100, and I was really curious to see how much the rent was going up for them, but I never asked. So it was going up $100, but I was still like, no, my rent is staying the same. So I did email the office, just requesting if my rent could stay the same, and they got back with me, and they basically told me it would have to go up $17, but that was it. I took that. I was okay with that. I'm not mad at that. Was it exactly what I wanted? No. But I also at that time was not using affirmations like I always get exactly what I want and whatever I affirm is true. I use those affirmations every day now, just to help boost the manifestations and to make sure that my perspective is I'm always getting exactly what I want. Because I do have the perspective that I'm going to get what I want. It just might not be the full thing. So after that, it made me realize, yeah, you want to get exactly what you want. So let's go ahead and add those affirmations in daily, so that it's inevitable that you're going to get exactly what you want, because now that's where your focus is and that's your perspective. So let's go ahead and talk about perspective, y'all. You have the power to decide on anything that you want. It does not matter what it is. I don't care how illogical it may seem. I don't care how out of the box it may seem. I don't care how unrealistic it may seem. I don't care if nobody else has experienced it and there's no success stories on it, which I highly doubt. But you can do so much more than what you probably believe you can right now. And all it takes is a matter of a perspective shift. And if you don't know what your perspective is, just pay attention to yourself. The things that you complain about, the things that you don't believe are possible. Well, I don't know if this is going to work out for me, or I'm scared. There's nothing to be scared about. There's nothing to feel like you don't know, because you know everything. You literally know everything. You're already manifesting every single day, at every moment. And my intention with my videos is for you to become aware of that every single thing that you are experiencing is something that you're creating. Look at it like, I thought about this during my meditation too. It's almost like your life, your reality is your game. It's like an interactive game that you get to interact with every day. And for you to integrate something into your game, you have to use coding, right? And that coding that you use are your affirmations. Your affirmations are your thoughts. It's the things that you persist in, the things that you are focused on. And as you continue to code yourself with the same code, all right, guess what? Your reality integrates it in for you to experience. That's it. And that formula works every single time for anything. It does not matter what it is. You want good grades on an exam? You got it. You want to get married to your SP? You got it. You want this brand new car? You got it. Like, you want to take a trip and move across the country? You got it. All you have to do is make sure your perspective is focused on having it, is focused on that being true for you. And the way that you do that, the easiest way that you do that, is to focus mentally. You can do your methods, right? You can do all of your methods. And I also got a request to do like a mini series for the different manifestation techniques or methods. And I'm going to do that. I'm going to do a mini series where each video I'll just specifically be talking about one individual technique, maybe some examples, experiences, and just how you can make it work for you. But it doesn't matter. Whatever method you choose to pick, you just become the person that has what they want internally. All right. You always make sure your perspective is focused on anything working in your favor. There's no reason for doubt. There's no reason for fear, because really they don't exist. It's just something that you're focused on. And because you're focused on it, that's what's being integrated into your experience. All right. So if your mind works that way, think about it like that. Okay. Think about your life. It's just a game. All right. It's a game that you're playing that you get to literally use all of your senses to interact with. So what is it that you want from life? Put your perspective there. Shift your perspective, shift your focus to whatever it is that you want, because your perspective is always going to be right. I don't care what nobody says. You can have somebody that's in your reality that is speaking negatively over you. A common one is for women who are reaching, 35. Oh, well, you need to go ahead and have kids because, the clock is ticking for you. Absolutely not. Just because that may be society standards, or that may be the belief that everybody else is accepting, and yeah, they're experiencing it, it does not mean you have to experience it, because it's just perspective. Somebody is pushing their perspective on you, and if you accept it as true, then yes, it will be true for yourself. But I'm here to tell you, you don't have to accept any perspective if you don't want to. All you have to do, that's not in my reality, that's not for me, and then you state what it is that you want. I love doing that. Anytime I hear somebody say something limiting to me, in my mind, I'm affirming against it. If I have a friend sitting in front of me telling me, well, you need to be careful and not do X, Y, and Z, in my mind, I'm telling myself there's nothing I need to be careful about, because I'm going to get exactly what I want. Okay? Have that type of mentality, have that type of confidence to know that it's very simple. It's so easy that we overcomplicate it. There is nothing that you cannot do, because anything is possible. Anything is possible. If you can desire it, if you can imagine it, if the thought comes to you, I strongly believe it is meant for you to experience, because why are you desiring it in the first place? And sometimes we have the same desires, but we have different desires. We have different things that fulfill us. We have different things that we need, different things that we want, but it's unique to you. And when you become aware that you have these desires and these things that you want, it is your duty, it is your job to fulfill that by persisting in it, by focusing your perspective on it, by only having faith in the desire and not allowing these random, fearful, negative, opposing thoughts to come in. Like, shut the door on that, hit the X button. You know what I'm saying? Like, push that out of your reality. It's not a part of you. Your Your thoughts, your affirmations, they're like clothes. You go in your closet, you pick out what type of outfit you want to wear for the day, you pick out what type of accessories you want to wear with it, you pick out what type of smell good you want to put on because you wanted to do that. And now you're outside in the world looking good, smelling good, feeling good. It's the same thing with your thoughts. You don't have to put it on if you don't like it. Okay? You're not going to go put this little sweater on that looks like a quilt. You're not going to put that on if you don't want to, right? So why are you allowing thoughts to come in that you don't like, that you don't want to happen? I know it can feel tough in the beginning, but just understand it's just a matter of focus and it's a matter of perspective. Your perspective is always right. I know we've been taught like, oh, if you say something, then you're lying. But to me, I feel like you're never lying about anything. You're always telling the truth to yourself. Whatever you decide to pick, you're telling the truth for yourself. Even if it's something that happened to you and you want to be like, well, that never happened. That never happened. That never happened. Guess what? That's revision. That's revision because the past isn't even real. It's real because your memories are attached to it, and then you have the feelings that are attached to it, and that's what makes it real. Your feelings and emotions that you have attached to these memories. But if you can be strong enough and faithful enough to persist in that never happened, guess what? Your reality has to reflect that. Nothing is excluded from this rule. That's why anything is possible and only your perspective matters. So if you hear somebody saying something that you do not like, you do not have to accept it. All you have to accept is what you want to believe as true. And whatever you want to believe as true, all you have to do is persist in it. Persist no matter what. Push through, fight through, and you will make it to the other side. And like I said earlier, whatever it is that you desire will be integrated into your reality for you to experience. All right? If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down for me below. If you watch this video to the end, I appreciate you so much, and I will see y'all in the next video.